On July 4, 2025, President Donald Trump signed into law the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, known as ABBA, a sweeping and ambitious piece of legislation that aims to reshape the American economy and government for years to come. This landmark act marks a comprehensive overhaul of America's tax code, social programs, and energy policy, representing one of the most significant legislative efforts in recent history. At its core, the ABBA makes permanent many of the tax cuts first introduced in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, ensuring that lower tax rates for individuals and businesses remain in place for the foreseeable future. In addition, the bill introduces a host of new provisions designed to stimulate economic growth, encourage business investment, and make the tax filing process simpler and more transparent for millions of Americans. Supporters of the ABBA argue that it will serve as a powerful catalyst for job creation, business expansion, and much-needed relief for working families, small business owners, and entrepreneurs across the country. However, critics warn that the bill comes with a massive price tag, raising concerns about ballooning government debt and the potential for deep cuts to vital social programs that millions of Americans rely on, such as healthcare and food assistance. The ABBA is far-reaching, touching nearly every aspect of American financial life, from the way businesses invest and grow, to how families save for the future, pay for healthcare, and manage their everyday expenses. In this video, we'll break down the ABBA into three key parts. The good, provisions that promote economic growth, provide tax certainty, and offer new opportunities for prosperity. The bad, its potential to increase the national deficit, the risk of targeted tax breaks for special interests, and the long-term fiscal challenges it may create. And the ugly, the added complexity for some taxpayers, and the controversial reductions to the social safety net that could leave vulnerable Americans at risk. As we explore the details of this landmark law, we'll uncover what the One Big Beautiful Bill Act really means for America's future, and how it could shape the lives of millions for generations to come. If you want to stay informed about how the ABBA could impact you and your community, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on this historic legislation, so join the conversation and help us build a more informed America. The ABBA's biggest win for business is stability, permanently extending full expensing for investments in equipment and R&D, encouraging companies to invest and innovate. By locking in these pro-growth policies, businesses of all sizes can plan for the future with greater confidence, knowing that the tax landscape won't shift unexpectedly. This certainty is crucial for long-term projects, especially in industries that require significant upfront investment in technology, machinery, and research. When companies are confident that their investments will be rewarded, they're more likely to take risks, develop new products, and expand their operations, fueling economic growth across the country. Small businesses benefit from permanent Section 179 expensing, making it easier to deduct equipment costs up front. This means that local shops, family-owned manufacturers, and startups can invest in the tools and technology they need to compete, without worrying about complicated tax rules or delayed deductions. For many entrepreneurs, this change can be the difference between hiring new employees or holding back, between upgrading equipment or making do with outdated tools. It's a direct boost to Main Street, helping small businesses thrive and grow. The bill also introduces a temporary full expensing incentive for factory structures, aiming to revitalize U.S. manufacturing and encourage onshoring. By making it more affordable to build and upgrade factories, the ABBA supports the return of high-quality manufacturing jobs to American soil. This not only strengthens local economies but also enhances national security by reducing reliance on foreign supply chains. The incentive is designed to spark a new wave of investment in American industry, from advanced robotics to clean energy production. Internationally, the ABBA locks in rules for taxing U.S. multinationals, reducing double taxation and providing clarity for global operations. This is especially important for companies that operate across borders, as it helps them avoid costly tax disputes and ensures they can compete fairly in the global marketplace. Clear, consistent rules make it easier for American businesses to expand abroad, form international partnerships, and bring profits home to invest in U.S. jobs and innovation. These changes free up capital for hiring, expansion, and wage growth, while making the U.S. more competitive. With more resources available, businesses can open new locations, invest in employee training, and offer better pay and benefits. This creates a positive cycle. Stronger businesses lead to more jobs, higher wages, and greater economic opportunity for communities across the nation. While some provisions raise taxes on foreign profits, the overall effect is a more predictable environment for American businesses. Predictability is key for strategic planning, allowing companies to focus on growth rather than navigating shifting regulations. Accountants and business leaders can spend less time worrying about compliance and more time driving innovation and efficiency. The result, a business climate designed for long-term growth and investment. With these reforms, the U.S. is positioned to attract new investment, foster entrepreneurship, and ensure that American businesses remain leaders on the world stage for years to come. For families across America, the ABBA's headline is tax certainty, making lower individual rates and brackets permanent, and preventing automatic tax hikes that could disrupt household budgets. This means that families can plan ahead with confidence, knowing that their tax rates won't suddenly increase from year to year. By locking in these lower rates, the bill aims to provide a stable financial environment for individuals and families, helping them make long-term decisions about saving, investing, and spending. The standard deduction is permanently increased, which not only simplifies the filing process for millions of Americans, but also reduces the need for itemizing deductions. This change means that more people can file their taxes quickly and easily, without having to keep track of countless receipts or complicated paperwork. For busy families, this is a welcome relief, saving both time and stress during tax season. Estate tax reform is another key feature, raising the exemption to $15 million. This protects family businesses and farms from crippling tax bills that could otherwise force them to sell assets or close their doors. By shielding these enterprises, the bill helps preserve family legacies and supports local economies, ensuring that the next generation can continue to build on their parents' hard work. The bill also temporarily raises the SALT deduction cap for middle and upper middle-class families in high-tax states, offering targeted relief where it's needed most. This adjustment helps families who have been hit hardest by state and local taxes, making it easier for them to manage their overall tax burden and keep more of their hard-earned money. Altogether, these changes mean easier tax filing, more predictable finances, and greater peace of mind for families planning for the future. With less uncertainty about what they'll owe each year, families can focus on what matters most, saving for college, buying a home, or simply enjoying time together. While not all provisions are permanent, the ABBA delivers immediate certainty and relief for households across the country. It's a step toward a more stable and family-friendly tax system, designed to support Americans at every stage of life. For many, April 15th just got a little less stressful and a lot more predictable. The ABBA's cost is staggering, projected to add $3 trillion to the national debt over the next decade, even after spending cuts. This deficit spending risks higher interest rates, making borrowing more expensive for families, students, and businesses. As debt service grows, less money is left for defense, infrastructure, and social programs, constraining future budgets. The bill's architects bet on economic growth to offset costs, but many economists are skeptical. If growth falls short, the fiscal gap will widen, leaving future generations to pay the price. The law prioritizes immediate tax relief over long-term fiscal responsibility, creating a looming fiscal cliff. The trade-off: more money in pockets today but a heavier burden tomorrow. The ABBA is packed with temporary targeted tax breaks, like exemptions for tip income, overtime pay, and auto loan interest on US-made vehicles. These carve-outs create winners and losers, distorting the tax code and consumer choices. The permanent 20% pass-through deduction mostly benefits wealthy business owners, adding complexity and cost. Instead of simplifying, the bill doubles down on special preferences, missing a chance for real reform. Lawmakers could have eliminated inefficient deductions or reformed costly exclusions, but chose politically popular giveaways instead. The result? A tax code riddled with new loopholes and inefficiencies. The ABBA's targeted breaks come at a high price, with little long-term benefit. Despite promises of simplification, the ABBA adds layers of complexity. Each new break comes with eligibility rules, phase-outs, and paperwork. Taxpayers and businesses face a maze of new requirements, from tracking tip income to navigating green energy credits with intricate compliance standards. The new $1,700 credit for donations to scholarship organizations adds more red tape and specialized rules. Instead of a streamlined system, the law creates a patchwork of narrow benefits, increasing the risk of errors and audits. Those who can afford tax advisors will fare best, widening the gap between taxpayers. The ABA's complexity undermines its promise of a simpler tax code. For many, tax season just got even more confusing. The ABA introduces Trump Accounts, a new savings vehicle with a $1,000 federal deposit for every child born between 2025 and 2028. Families can contribute up to $5,000 annually, but funds are locked until age 18, then rolled into an IRA. With existing options like 529 plans and HSAs, Trump Accounts add another layer of confusion and restriction. The law also expands rules for other savings vehicles, creating a bewildering array of accounts with different rules and limits. Instead of consolidating, the OBBA multiplies choices, risking decision paralysis and administrative headaches. For most families, the result is more complexity, not clarity. The new programs look good on paper but add to the financial maze. To pay for its tax cuts, the ABA slashes social programs, tightening SNAP eligibility, cutting benefits, and shifting costs to states. But these cuts go far beyond budget lines. They deepen America's already stark inequality. In 2023, the top 1% of Americans held over 32% of the nation's wealth, while the bottom 50% owned just 2.5%. Social programs like SNAP and Medicaid are lifelines for the 37.9 million people living in poverty, about 11.5% of the population. The law ends enhanced ACA premium credits and Medicaid expansion incentives, leading to higher premiums and millions more uninsured. According to the Urban Institute, Medicaid work requirements could push up to 2.8 million people off coverage, disproportionately affecting Black, Latino, and rural communities. New eligibility checks and paperwork hurdles mean vulnerable people, especially children, seniors, and people with disabilities, lose access to care, increasing hardship and health disparities. Student loan limits make college less accessible, threatening economic mobility. Today, students from the lowest income families are already 5 times less likely to earn a bachelor's degree than their wealthier peers. Environmental rollbacks eliminate clean energy credits, undermining jobs in renewables and worsening pollution in low-income neighborhoods. Redirecting funds to fossil fuel expansion further entrenches environmental injustice as marginalized communities bear the brunt of pollution and climate risk. These cuts hit low-income families, students, and the environment hardest, reversing years of progress. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities estimates that reducing SNAP alone could push over 1 million people, including 400,000 children, below the poverty line. The ABA's deepest impact, a weakened safety net for those who need it most, fueling greater income and wealth inequality, eroding economic mobility, and threatening the social fabric that holds communities together. The ABA delivers tax certainty and pro-growth policies but at a steep cost, $3 trillion in new debt and deep cuts to the social safety net. Its targeted breaks and new programs add complexity, not simplicity, to the tax code. The law's benefits are real for businesses and some families, but its trade-offs are profound: more debt, more inequality, and a retreat from clean energy. For some, it's a bold step toward growth. For others, a symbol of fiscal irresponsibility and lost protections. The ABA reflects a divided America, choosing immediate relief over long-term stability. Its legacy will be defined by the trade-off between today's prosperity and tomorrow's obligations. Every American will feel its impact, for better or worse. Like and subscribe to SmartoBrains for more engaging deep dives into breaking news, politics, sociology, economics, and social policy.